through. Our next story, a passenger who kicked a plane cabin window has been deported on arrival in Dubai. So a passenger who tried to break a cabin window by kicking it was on a flight from Pakistan, Peshawar to Dubai, was immediately deported back to Pakistan when he arrived. So videos from a Pakistan International Airlines PIA flight from Peshawar on September 14th have gone viral after a man became unstable during the flight.
So what happened was the man was reportedly, he started praying in the aisle after takeoff and was asked not to. So footage of a man arguing with the crew who tried to calm him down. So that's what went viral. And later he becomes agitated in attempts to kick open a cabin window.
He was coming to Dubai on a visit visa. His father reportedly lives here. So when he came off the plane, of course, there was an investigation immediately. And yes, he was deported back to Peshawar in Pakistan, but his father went with him on the journey because I think from the video reports, he seemed fine before takeoff. There wasn't an issue, but after takeoff, he started praying down on the gangway on the aisle, kind of lying down. And when the crew asked him not to, he became agitated. So you just kind of really feel for him because maybe he was just going through something and maybe he was nervous or frightened. And then when kind of like, you know, strangers come up and ask you to not to do something that makes you feel comfortable, he probably just got super duper agitated. That kind of resulted in this disorderly behavior. So I kind of do feel for him and hope that he's getting the help that he needs.
That's true. And I feel like just a little bit of like people should just be reminded before flights, like do comply with what the staff tell you, with what the I mean, because they're there for your safety, for your well-being, all of that. So just a reminder to the to the flyers. So that's something that would probably help out in these kind of situations. But yeah, like this is a reminder from us as well. Like whenever you're flying, just try to comply with the cabin crew because they do know what's best. And so many times I've seen on flights that people argue like mindlessly over just drinks and food, and like these cabin crew members go through so much garbage behavior on a daily basis.
I haven't seen that many but yes, 100% cabin crew do a brilliant job. They deal with us at our most stressed, like getting on the flight and all of the queuing that you're doing in these airports. They deal with us at our worst. They do a brilliant job. I haven't seen that many like flights or arguments with cabin crew on flights.
I've seen like I've traveled on the budget airlines, and sometimes when someone behind me is asking for a blanket,
me.
You haven't seen the face of budget Casey. Anyway, so sometimes
excuse me, Ryanair Europe
why can't we?
Is the name, is the, we get flights for like €5. Ryanair is the airline that is suggesting no seats. It's that budget. You can get from Ireland to England cheaper than you can get from the capital of Ireland, Dublin, to the South Waterford where I live. €5 on a flight.
I've never met anyone who reps traveling on a budget so much before. Like I would never flex on it. Like if I don't anymore, I wouldn't even talk about it.
You just pick the cheapest one when you're going. Like I actually don't even mind. Like I would rather fly Emirates or Etihad, like given the but I'll just take whatever's cheapest on the day.
Yeah, if I had the money,
as long as it's direct.
Oh, yeah, you don't like the stopovers.
But I learned that every single time I do it, that I'm like, not next time, but then next time comes.
Good
End
travel.
of the month.
I'll take what I can
I'll
get.
take what I get. I'll take 2 flights, 36 hours. Arrive in at 6 a.m. Have work at 9.
Oh, did you do this the last time?
I got the direct one, but it was like it was a 1 a.m. Anyway, we digress.
Oh yeah, okay, so my point was, so someone was asking for a blanket, and I think it was just 2 air hostesses on the flight, and she had to cater to a lot of passengers. So this guy probably asked for a blanket 5 times and he wasn't getting it, so he got really annoyed at one point, and he's just like, what is this service? What is going on? Flight? And I'm just like, whoa, like the people around him, but like that makes you understand just how the kind of customers they deal with.
How agitated people can get. And obviously throughout COVID-19 pandemic, when everyone had different views as to how it was meant to be handled, when people were outside of the UAE, more specifically, people were asked to mask up and they didn't want to. We saw crew dealing with horrific situations. So crew, massive shout out to you and all of the amazing work that you do, getting us from A to B, generally with amazing smile on your faces. And also constantly, people I know with kids will always say how amazing the crew are with kids on flights.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. Anyway, speaking of kids and putting smiles on their faces, do stay tuned. Right now, we're going to be joined by May, who's giving us the lowdown on everything you need to know about Kids Go Free on Yas Island. He's going to be with us right after this.